Okay, so this is gonna be like a follow-up video of my last video. You know, because the last video I posted was my story time. I was not planning on posting anything else about this situation, but the outcome that I got from posting my story time was so unexpected, and I thought I would be able to move past this situation, but now I gotta do like follow-up videos because of the outcome. I feel the need to address the hate that I've been getting and the rumors that came after posting this story time. And I'm only doing this video because I did not expect the outcome of my story time to be like this. I did not expect this at all. And I'm already dealing with a lot personally, so it's like I gotta deal with that on top of being blamed, on top of being judged, on top of being name called, and then attacked on top of that. So it's just way too much on my mental health, and it's just a lot to deal with. And especially since my own family don't even want to be there for me either. It's just a lot weighing so heavy on me. And I already feel alone. So that was the purpose of me posting my story time, because I felt so alone in everything that I'm going through. That was the purpose of me posting my story time, so I could feel less alone and like vent about my situation, have some kind of support, and have people be there for me. But it just turned into the complete opposite. This was unexpected. Like, my own family made it worse by not even wanting to be there for me. And then on top of outsiders trying to get involved into the situation and them attacking me as well. So it's just a lot to deal with. And nobody ever wants to hold him accountable for his actions. And they just want to blame the victim. They only want to attack the person that speaks up. And that's what everybody's doing to me, just attacking me. They are just very immature and just have no consideration for others. Like, he came into my life and caused all this chaos. He disturbed my peace. So don't blame me for reacting to how somebody else treated me. And then I realized, with all this happening and with me trying to open up, I realized that all I have is myself. I will never have no kind of support from nobody, and that's just sad. All I have is myself at the end of the day. And it took a lot in me to even open up with my story time, because I never did something like that ever in my life. I have never vented about my feelings online before, ever. So for my feedback to be people just attacking me and blaming me for reacting to pain that somebody else caused me, that's just crazy. Even my own family is attacking me. I am so mentally drained and so mentally exhausted. I don't know how I'm still surviving at this point, because this is crazy. And that's how strong I am to try to get through all this alone. I don't have no support. Literally all I have is myself. But I still wanted to do this video because it helps me, you know, like, get stuff off my chest and vent, since I don't have anybody. So as you know, I posted my storytime video, and maybe like a week after I posted it, that's when his friends and like people he connected to or whatever started to come across the story time. And then, you know, they was trying to get themselves involved. So I got this DM from a random girl. She just came at me directly with an attitude. And she was like, "Why you posting him? What's up with you? You got her all over social media." And I just looked at it like, who is this person and why is she worried about me? For her to not know me and come off so disrespectful like that and questioning me and trying to accuse me of something is crazy, because she does not know me at all and I don't know her, so I don't know why she came off so aggressively. This random person don't know anything and she just wants to feel involved in a situation that has nothing to do with her. People do stuff like that to get a reaction out of you, and that doesn't work with me. I always ignore people and just block them. Especially if it's a random person that just came out of nowhere that I don't even know. I'm the kind of person that does not like drama, does not like confrontation, does not want to get involved in anything. So when a person just comes out of nowhere trying to say something or start something, I just ignore them. I'm obviously just going to ignore you and block you, and that's exactly what I did. Because I'm like, who even is this person? You're just a random person that came out of nowhere trying to make assumptions. So I'm going to just ignore you and block you. I'm not going to respond to that at all. In my last video on my story time, I literally put in the beginning of the video, make sure you watch the entire video all the way through till the end before you comment anything. But obviously, anybody who doesn't care about me is going to do the exact opposite. You're watching only like 2 seconds of my video and just automatically want to make up assumptions and make up your own story. People just want to make up their own story, make assumptions, and just blame me for no reason, instead of holding the person who hurt me accountable. So like I said, I just ignored and I blocked her. So I blocked her on Instagram, and then she started viewing my TikTok profile, and then I blocked her on TikTok. I blocked her on those platforms. Instead of leaving me alone, she immediately came over to my YouTube video, my storytime video, and just started commenting all these hate comments. She just would not stop, just kept coming. She just kept putting hate comments like every single day. At different times in the day, she just kept coming with these hate comments. Since I blocked her on everything else, she immediately came over to the YouTube video and then she commented on my YouTube video, "You can't block me on YouTube." Like, that is just so childish to sit there and just chase me across multiple platforms, purposely trying to provoke me and get a reaction out of me. And obviously I'm not gonna react, I'm gonna just keep ignoring you. I know some people might say like, "Oh, this video is a reaction, you are reacting, you're making a whole video." No, I am making this video because I am speaking up for myself and I'm setting a boundary because I do not tolerate nobody disrespecting me. This video is for my healing, especially because of the fact that I have nobody to talk to, nowhere to go to, nobody to vent to, nothing. And I just want to show everybody like how much disrespect I get for absolutely no reason. And I'm just a quiet, shy, introverted person and I don't bother anybody. And I do not know these people. I never met them a day in my life, never spoke to them a day in my life, nothing. So for me to be treated this way is just beyond disrespectful. I don't bother anybody, so I don't know why everybody always has to bother me. I don't even speak to people. I'm the quietest person, the shyest person you'll ever meet. It's just sad, so I just have to come on here and do these videos so I can finally have like a voice and somewhat of finally speaking up for myself in a way. Then she commented, "Stop posting about him and don't mention his name on social media. You are not about to tell me what to do and try to control me sharing my own experience." Me posting a story time about my own personal situation and everything that I'm dealing with does not mean that I'm posting him. I'm speaking about my life, my feelings, and my own situation. Telling a story does not equal posting someone. There's a difference between sharing your experience and posting a person. And plus, his face is blurred out in any of the clips that I put in that video. She acted like my storytime video is a video of me like bashing him and stuff like that. No. I spoke so highly of him in that story time and explained how much he meant to me and everything, so nobody could tell me nothing. I'm explaining my own experience and how bad the situation hurt me, so I'm allowed to express how bad something hurt me and how it affected my mental health. Telling my story is about my own healing and my honesty, not about me tearing somebody down. It will never be my intentions to sit there and bash somebody. That's just very childish, and I'm not that kind of person. I was never that kind of person and never will be. So the next comment was, "If you're going to talk about him, make sure you tell all the details, babe. You're delusional." Like, what? She don't even know all the details. Only me and him know the entire situation because we were the only two that were in it. So I don't know why she's trying to act like she knows everything about our situation. And then she commented, "He asked you to not post him on social media and yet you're still posting him." Like I already said, that is not what I'm doing. I'm not posting about him. I'm sharing my own personal experience and talking about how this whole situation affected me. Sharing your own story about something that happened to you isn't the same as posting somebody or like targeting somebody. I'm speaking about my own life, my own feelings, and my own experience, not him. And it's crazy when the truth is uncomfortable to some people. They don't try to fix the problem or hold that person accountable. They just want to blame the victim and silence the person that speaks up. That's why everybody's attacking me. Then she came back the next day with some more comments. She was like, "You know what? Watching this video, I realized that you have internal issues going on. On a serious note, you should definitely seek Jesus and read the Bible. Learn how to love yourself before you let anyone else in. No man should be dictating your peace of mind." She put that comment followed by like 2 Bible scriptures. And it's crazy how she's trying to say that I'm the one with issues when she's obviously the one with issues. Because she's the one harassing me. She's the one obsessively commenting all these hate comments on my video. And she just got all these insults that she's calling me all these names and disrespecting me, and she doesn't even know me. And you're saying I'm the one with issues? Yeah, right. I have never met you and never spoke to you a day in my life. And you're talking about me in this kind of way? That is crazy. And she's trying to say I need Jesus. I have Jesus. But you obviously don't if you're acting this way towards a stranger that you never even met and never spoke to a day in your life. What you're doing right now is not godly at all. So you're obviously the one that needs Jesus. Everything she's saying to me, she needs to say to herself. And you can't claim to worship God and still treat people like trash, especially a stranger that you don't even know. If you really cared about faith and kindness and all that stuff, you would not be harassing a stranger and judging my feelings and trying to control my story. Actions speak louder than words. She needs to take her own advice, not try to give it to me. And then for her to say I need to love myself first and no man should be dictating my peace of mind. I'm already aware of my worth and my boundaries. I have never been in a relationship and I'm still a virgin at 24 years old. I hold myself to a high standard. I am fully aware of my worth. You don't gotta tell me. I have the utmost respect for myself. I have morals, I have values, and I know my worth. So nobody can tell me nothing. I don't just let anyone have access to me and my peace. And my story isn't about letting somebody dictate my peace of mind. It's about sharing my own experience and expressing how the situation affected me. That doesn't mean I'm letting somebody dictate my peace of mind. And of course, somebody doing me wrong is obviously going to affect me. I was just minding my own business before he came into my life and disrupted my peace. He approached me first and decided to leave me hurting. Like, who does that to somebody? He actually disturbed my peace. He does not dictate my peace. I've literally been single my entire 24 years of life. My life does not revolve around men, but clearly hers does because she is so focused on defending him, even though he was the one that was wrong in this whole situation. And this situation honestly showed me the exact reason why I've never had any friends. Instead of women supporting women, they just want to be so judgmental and have all this hostility towards each other. Nobody is genuine these days, and that's so sad. That's why I stay to myself and I protect my peace. And then she commented, "You don't even know him, that's the catch." I did know him, to the extent that he allowed me to. But then he just cut me off out of nowhere, so I didn't get the chance to know more about him, but I knew him for the time being. And then later on the day, she came back with more comments. Like, she just keep coming with all these comments. And she was like, "Stop posting him though, real shit. Who are you to tell me that I can't speak on my own experiences?" And then she put, "Now she's deleting my comments." Of course I'm going to delete your comments if you're harassing me. And I also mentioned in my last video to please be kind in the comments and to please keep my feelings in mind because I'm already dealing with a lot. And I came on here being very vulnerable and sharing my feelings, and y'all still decided to leave hateful comments. You did not have to harass me. You could have just kept it pushing. And since you chose to do that, that really shows your character and how much of a hateful person you are. And then she was like, "Your entire page is about him. Shut the fuck up. Literally, you sound dumb as fuck. Cussing me out is crazy. You don't even know me." And me posting one story time about how something affected me, that does not mean my entire page is revolved around him. She just saying anything just to feel involved in a situation that has nothing to do with her. I still don't even know who she is to him, but she just doing way too much. And then she said, "You couldn't even respect what he said about not posting him because you're a narcissist." What? Talking about how a situation hurt me is not narcissism. It's being honest about my personal experience. Sharing your pain does not make you a narcissist. He came into my life and built a connection with me and then chose to leave me hurt. So I'm allowed to speak on how it affected me. I'm human and I have feelings. And plus, I already respected his privacy by blurring out his face, so no boundaries were crossed at all. And then she said, "You took the entire situation wrong, boo." No, you took my entire video the wrong way by choosing to blame the victim instead of holding him accountable for how his actions affected me. You don't even know the situation at all. This is not even your situation to even be worried about it this much. It's not your place to tell me how I should feel about how something affected me. And then she was like, "You can express yourself by not posting him at all or saying his name. Do not tell me how I should process or share my own experience. My story is about me and how the situation affected me. You don't get to control someone's healing and trying to tell me how I should cope with my own situation. Something like this has never happened to me in my life. I'm navigating all this for the first time. I've never experienced heartbreak, so I'm healing in my own way. And one thing I realized about me is that I'm very in tune with my emotions. I feel things deeply and I notice my reactions quickly. And that's not me being dramatic. That's me trying to understand my own emotions. I'm someone who feels things deeply and reflects a lot. I just don't brush things off. I think about how things affected me and why they hurt me so much. And I'm learning how to regulate that instead of always holding it in. And that's growth. That's not a problem like everybody's trying to make it seem. The whole story time was me trying to process all my emotions instead of bottling everything up as I do all the time. Because that's what I usually do all the time. I just bottle everything up. but it became way too much to bear, so I decided to share my feelings publicly for the first time ever, because once again, like I said, this is the first time something like this has ever happened to me, so I'm processing heartbreak for the first time. And then she said, he's not anything that you said. Evil is diabolical. She took one word that I used while I was hurt and tried to make that the entire focus. I was not labeling him as a person. I was describing how his actions felt to me in that moment, because he used to be so nice to me, so sweet to me, and so respectful towards me in the beginning, just to turn into this completely different person. And he obviously hurt me. So when someone treats you one way and then all of a sudden becomes a different person, of course that's going to hurt me. Focusing on my choice of words instead of the harm this person has done to me, that says more about you than me. And then she said, he's not your person. You are not about to tell me my own experience with somebody. My connection with him and how his actions affected me were real. So nobody gets to erase that or tell me how to feel about that. Do not tell me how to feel about a situation that did not happen to you. And then she said, you weird, what the fuck? That's all you. You're the one harassing me. Then she was like, you don't know him at all. Like, that is so irrelevant, because he approached me first. And we had our fun and our experiences together. But sadly, only for like a brief moment before he just completely changed on me. It just blows my mind how somebody can just switch up on you that drastically and that quick. So that was all of her comments. And she would have commented more if I didn't put the comments on pause, because I just got tired of her harassing me. So then a guy commented, and I didn't see that comment until a day later, because he was cussing me out in the comment, so YouTube hid his comment, so I didn't see it until a day after he put it. So he was like, I don't know what you got going on, and I'm sorry you caught feelings for a nigga who genuinely just wanted to be your friend, but take this shit down. I've been silent and you fucking with him, making posts and videos on all your platforms. It's fucking with me now. I see all y'all messages and heard damn near every phone call. Leave him alone. That is just sad how these people are coming at me in a very disrespectful way. You do not talk to people like that and just immediately start cussing somebody out that you don't even know. And I have never met you or spoke to you a day in my life. So for you to cuss somebody out like that you never met is very disrespectful. And he is a man speaking to a woman like that in a very disrespectful and aggressive way. That is crazy. I could not believe my eyes when I seen that comment. These people have no respect at all. If you want to address something to me, you need to address me respectfully. You need to come at me in a respectful way. I am not going to listen or talk to anybody that's disrespecting me. Y'all are very childish and very disrespectful. I'm just going to ignore and block you, just how I did. I do not know you people. Y'all talking to me crazy like this. Grown adults address things respectfully, not immediately start cussing somebody out, especially to a person that you don't even know and never met a day in your life. I've never spoke to me, you have never met me, I don't know you. That's like walking up to a random person out in public and just cussing him out for no reason. What is y'all issue? And it's crazy how he telling me to leave him alone. He's the one who approached me first. He's the one who entered my life and decided to cause all these problems. He approached me first and decided to leave me hurting. This situation wouldn't even be happening in the first place if it wasn't for him. This situation wouldn't even be happening right now if he never came into my life in the first place. His actions are what led to all this. I'm just reacting to what happened and how bad it affected me. Don't get mad at a reaction that he caused. I'm quiet, I stay to myself, I do not bother anybody. So why come into my life just to hurt me and then blame me for reacting to the way that you hurt me? That doesn't make any sense. Why don't you hold him accountable instead of blaming the victim? I don't know what's wrong with y'all, and I don't know what he means by he heard every phone call. Like, what? What you mean you heard every phone call? He must be talking about the voice messages I was sending him. I don't know. And he's saying I caught feelings for him. Like, what is he talking about? He approached me first. And anybody that knows me knows I'm very introverted, very shy. I never speak to people first, and I never go out my way to talk to anybody. He approached me first, and the feeling was mutual. He made it clear to me that he wanted more than a friendship later on down the line. And even if he just wanted to be friends, which I was perfectly fine with too, friends don't treat you like that. Friends don't act like you never even existed after building a connection with you. Friends don't abandon you and just disappear and just never speak to you again out of the blue. And he literally said to me when we first met that he didn't want to do anything to lose me. But he completely switched up on me and did the exact opposite of that. He did everything to lose me. So of course I'm gonna feel some type of way. He shouldn't have came into my life in the first place if he was gonna do me like this. He led me on, and like I said, I feel like I'm just taking it so hard because I've never been in my first relationship yet, so I thought I was going to experience that with him. I've never had my first boyfriend and still a virgin at 24 years old. So I thought I was about to experience my first relationship and just all these new things with him. But nope, he decided to just lead me on and leave me hurting. And I do not open up to people easily at all. So don't come into my life and build a connection with me just to switch up, hurt me, and leave. And then he talking about take the video down. Like, why would I take the video down? You are not about to tell me to take my video down. Why would I do that? That video is for my own healing. And like I said, it's been so hard dealing with all this alone. So I decided to share my story online for the first time and open up for the first time. And it took everything in me to even upload that video. So for you to tell me to take my video down is just completely disregarding my feelings. And you're disregarding literally everything he put me through throughout this whole year dealing with all this. Y'all need to address his behavior and hold him accountable, not blame the person who was hurt. And this really shows their character and what kind of people they are, because for them to sit there and just cuss out a stranger, why would he even let his friends speak to me like that in the first place? And I don't know what kind of lies he told them for them to just come to my page and cuss me out, but they have no right to speak to me that way. That is beyond disrespectful. He probably telling them a whole different story than the actual truth. So all of them are mad because I told my heartbreak story and everything in that video is the truth. So I guess they're just mad at the truth. Why would he let all his friends just gang up on me like that and talk to me that kind of way? So he's disrespectful too for even letting that happen. This is really showing y'all character and how y'all treat people. If he truly respected me, he would never allow his friends to come to my page and harass me and disrespect me, because that's crazy. You do not treat people like that, especially somebody that you don't even know. With me making this video, they might watch it and be like, oh, here she go again. Duh, because y'all are the ones bothering me. Y'all are the ones harassing me, not the other way around. I don't bother anybody. So if I ever have a problem with somebody, then you know they started it, because I don't ever bother anybody. I wouldn't even be making this video right now if they didn't harass me in the first place. Now I gotta address everything and clear up all the lies and the rumors and whatever. Like, this is crazy. I don't want to deal with all this. And just how I would have never had to make my heartbreak story time if he never came into my life and led me on and left me heartbroken. So do not get mad at me for reacting to your disrespect. He did me wrong. All I'm doing is reacting to his disrespect. All I'm doing is reacting to how bad he treated me. So don't get mad at my reaction to your disrespect. You cannot get mad at a reaction that you caused. Nobody ever wants to apologize for how they treated me. They just want to blame me for the way I react to their disrespect. Make it make sense. None of this would be happening right now if he never came into my life in the first place. I do not want to deal with all this. He literally ruined my peace. He disturbed my peace when he came into my life. And I thought it was going to be the opposite of that. At first, he was my peace. Then it just turned into the complete opposite. He keeps trying to send all his friends over to speak to me. No, if you want to speak to me, you need to address me yourself. That is very childish. You need to communicate with me directly. For you to send all your friends over to my page to call me all these names and cuss me out, that's literally harassment. And you're trying to avoid taking accountability for your actions. Like, that's why he doesn't want to come to me. He wants to go through all his friends to try to get them to say something to me. They are extremely disrespectful, just immediately cussing me out and don't even know me. Why would you just come at somebody like that? He's trying to avoid taking accountability for his actions. I'm grown, so I know how to take accountability for my own actions. But obviously, y'all don't, and y'all just acting so childish. And what I'm seeing is a lot of immaturity and lack of accountability on their end. I take responsibility for my actions, but what I won't do is accept the blame for things that I didn't do. He's the one who caused this whole thing. He approached me first. He decided to hurt me. He came into my life and decided to treat me this way. And y'all sitting here blaming me? So after, receiving all these just hate comments, I just paused the comment section because I'm tired of these people harassing me. But before I put the comments on pause, I just pinned my own comment. I just put a paragraph telling, like, stop with the repeated harassment and insults and all that stuff. Like, he needs to come to me and communicate directly, not send his friends to harass me. So then what I'm about to say now was not supposed to happen at all. My niece ended up messaging the girl that was harassing me, and I was so mad at her because she's a minor, so she should not be trying to get herself involved in an adult situation. And I get she's trying to like protect me and stuff, but she's a minor, so she can't get herself involved in any type of adult conversation, adult situation, none of that. And of course, the girl thought it was me behind a fake account. So they were just messaging each other back and forth. And then the girl was like, shut up and stop talking to me, you're blocked. So then I guess she blocked my niece. And then she came back the next day and unblocked her and started messaging my niece again. See how she did that? How you gonna block somebody and unblock and then start trying to argue some more? She obviously wants to cause problems and wants a reaction out of somebody so bad. She just wants somebody to argue with since, you know, I'm not about to speak to you. Like, I blocked her as soon as she messaged me. You're not about to get no reaction out of me. I obviously will not give her the time of day. I ignored all her DMs. I ignored all her hate comments she was commenting on my YouTube video. I blocked her on all platforms. You're not about to get no reaction out of me, especially if you're coming at me so disrespectfully. Then she started sending me screenshots of their conversation. I'm like, oh my gosh. I do not want a minor to be involved in this situation. This is a minor, so she obviously is going to engage in the back and forth arguing and stuff like that. But I wanted to put this in a video because I don't want anybody thinking that I was behind a fake page trying to argue with her and call her names and go back and forth, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't do that kind of stuff. So that's why I wanted to put this in a video so I can let it be known that it was not me behind a fake account. That's not even in my character to do all that extra stuff. I'm not childish. I don't do dumb shit like that. Throughout their whole message thread, the girl kept saying like, oh, I know this is Caroline behind a fake account. Why would I go all the way out my way to make a fake page if I blocked you on all platforms already? Because I do not want to speak to you. That's why the first time she came at me disrespectful, I blocked her immediately and did not engage in no type of back and forth, none of that, because I don't do that. I'm not childish. I don't go back and forth with people. I just ignore you and block you. Even in person too. Like, anybody trying to say something to me in person that's ignorant, disrespectful, whatever, I just walk away and ignore you. I don't got time for that. I'm grown as hell. I don't do none of that childish shit. But the girl is obviously so childish, so she just wants somebody to argue with. She wants so bad to argue with somebody, to harass somebody, and to get a reaction out of somebody. So that's why she was matching my niece's energy, because she acts like a child. She just kept thinking it was me behind a fake page. Like, I don't act like that and I do not talk like that at all. You are going back and forth with a child. But she shouldn't even be involved in the situation, but unfortunately it happened like that. So she just kept saying, oh, this is Caroline behind a fake page, you're weak, just all this weird stuff she was saying. That's what children do. They just sit there and call people names. I do not act like that. I do not talk like that. Not the kind of person I am at all, but she doesn't know me, so she obviously gonna think that that was me behind a fake account. That was not me at all. I do not engage in that kind of behavior. That's childish. So after all this like internet harassment stuff, I went to work. You know, unfortunately, me and him worked together. So we ended up like walking in each other's direction. I just wanted to walk past him and just not even look his way or nothing. Then he stopped and he said to me, can you stop talking about me? I just looked straight ahead and I just kept walking and I just ignored him. For him to ask me that was just so like confrontational. I did not like that at all. And he telling me to stop talking about him? Like, what does he mean? Telling a story about how heartbroken you left me does not count as me like talking about you or talking shit about you. No, I did not lie, I did not name call, and I did not bash anyone. I shared my experience and how it affected me. And I'm coping with everything I'm going through and telling my story for my own healing. And since he didn't want to communicate with me, it had to come to this. Don't be mad at the truth. That whole entire story time is the truth. And, you know, everybody's just mad at the truth. All you had to do was communicate with me, but you chose not to. You just left me with no explanation and left me hurting. And that was just way too much on my mental health. It was just weighing so heavy on me. And I just can't have everything bottled up inside me. So I decided to do a video and vent that way. But it was never supposed to be like this. I'm not about to communicate with you if you're going to come at me disrespectful like that. And initially, I did want him to come to me directly instead of sending his friends like he did. But He came at me in like a disrespectful, confrontational way. He came at me the wrong way, so I'm like, I'm gonna just ignore him. So I just walked past and just ignored him. He didn't even attempt to apologize for everything that he put me through. He just jumped straight to confrontation. He is acting just like his friends, coming at people very disrespectfully. That is crazy how they all act like that. They are all so disrespectful and such toxic people. He do not even need to surround himself with people like that. He need to surround himself with better people. His friends are the wrong crowd and they're influencing him to act this way. They all act the same. They are all very immature and very disrespectful. Like, it's just so sad. I can't believe how much he changed. He used to be so respectful towards me, so sweet to me, such a gentleman, so polite, and he just changed into this completely different, evil, cold-hearted person. I just can't believe how disrespectful he is towards me now. My life would literally be so much better if I never met him. I wish I never met him. You see all these problems he caused in my life? He disturbed my peace. He came into my life and decided to treat me like this and do me wrong. He came into my life, led me on, and then left me hurting. What did you come into my life for in the first place if you was going to do that? If we never met, my life would not be like this right now. And it's sad because when we first met, I was saying to myself like, oh, I'm so glad I met him. Because he was showing me how different he was from other guys. And I don't open up easily and people don't gain my trust easily. So when I said I was so grateful to have met him, I meant it. He showed me something different. And I feel like other guys just want me. But wanting me and valuing me are two whole different things. I want to be valued by someone and appreciated for my morals, my worth, and my self-respect. I need somebody who puts in so much time, so much effort into me, shows up, and is consistent. I need real, genuine intention. And he was showing me all that in the beginning. He was showing me that I was not an option and that he was actually choosing me and only me. That was the first time somebody has ever showed me different. And that's why I got to go on my first date ever in my life, which was with him. And I thought everything was finally working out with somebody because I have never gotten that far with somebody ever before. But then he proved me wrong by completely switching up on me so quickly and just cut me off with no explanation. He got my hopes high for no reason and he left me heartbroken. So now I'm the one left trying to heal from all this. It's been over 8 months of me dealing with all this. And if he wanted to stop talking, he should have just communicated that with me. Not just leave me wondering on what went wrong and then me being left hurt. And I just know he probably left me to be with somebody else, but just didn't want to directly say that. Like, that is so messed up. Like, how do you fumble somebody like me? I'm one of a kind. Like, you're never going to come across somebody like me, especially in this generation. That proves that men do not value women with morals and self-respect. I guess they'd rather be with women with no self-worth, no values, no morals, no nothing. I don't understand. I don't know what men want these days. If you're going to fumble a genuine woman with morals and values and the utmost respect for herself, I don't understand that. And what I realize is that a man who lacks emotional maturity will always run from a woman who knows her worth. And then I'd be thinking to myself, like, what if he left me for somebody that's like way prettier than me or got like a way nicer body than me or whatever? I just be thinking stuff like that. But if that's the case, that would mean that he values looks more than mindset. And that's another thing that shows a lot of immaturity from him. And a lot of other guys, like, that's just how guys are. And it's sad. They don't value the important things. They worried about just looks. And it's crazy because if he has a girlfriend now, like, that shows how fast he's willing to settle for just anybody. Because you see how quickly he moved on to a different person when we were just talking and going out on dates in April. That means he's just moving so quick and just settling. And then me, on the other hand, I've been single my whole entire life because I don't settle for just anybody. And I still have yet to come across the right person. Since we work together, people at work know about the story time. So now people are like gossiping about it at work. And I just know for a fact they talking about me behind my back and everything. Like, I just know. And that's just sad because I'm literally the quietest person. I'm so shy. I don't talk to anybody. I don't speak unless I'm spoken to. I'm just very introverted, very shy. Just keep to myself, just stay to myself, and don't bother anybody. It's just sad to know that people are like gossiping about this whole thing when I'm not even the one who started it. He did. He caused me all these problems. He put me through all this pain and heartbreak. And nobody ever wants to hold him accountable. They just want to blame the victim, the one who like speaks on the situation and the one who speaks up. Nobody ever wants to hold him accountable and just blaming me, blaming the victim after everything he put me through. It's crazy. Y'all are way too grown to be acting like that. And then people at my job are just so weird and just so strange in the first place. Cause somebody came up to me at work and they was like, oh, it's my favorite YouTuber. I'm going through so much shit right now and you just sitting here laughing and joking about me being a YouTuber. You sitting there making jokes about my pain and about everything I'm going through. Like, what kind of people do I work with? That is not funny. That is so weird. He was like, are you gonna drop any new videos? I'm like, I don't know. I was barely even saying anything to him. And then he was like, how you gonna be a YouTuber but only drop one video? And he was like, well, how's life other than the story time? And I'm like, obviously not good. Like, what are you talking about? People are so weird that I work with, I swear. That's why I just stay to myself. I literally do not associate with anybody at all. You will never see me in there talking to nobody. I go to work, I get my work done, I don't talk to anybody my whole entire shift, and then I go home. I don't associate with nobody. Honestly, like, I wish I could just quit my job and just move to a whole different state and just start a whole new life. I cannot grow or elevate in this toxic state with these childish people who have no morals, no values, no respect for themselves, no consideration for others, don't know how to be grown and take accountability for their actions, very emotionally immature. Y'all are way too grown to be acting like that. I cannot be around people like that. But like I said before, he's fumbling so bad because there is no way you're fumbling somebody like me. How do you fumble somebody like me? I do not understand it at all. How do you fumble somebody that's literally still a virgin? I'm still a virgin at 24 years old. I never had my first boyfriend yet. I have so much respect for myself, so much morals, values. I hold myself at a high standard. I am living proof that men these days do not want a woman that has morals and values and respect for herself. Because there's no way you fumbling somebody like me. I am literally somebody's dream woman, and everything they looking for in a woman is literally the answer to their prayers. Like, I am one of a kind. You do not come across somebody like me twice. There is no way you fumbling somebody like me. I am so rare and I'm one of a kind. Like, you are never going to come across somebody like me. So for you to fumble me, you're going to definitely regret this. And then I actually wanted to clear up a rumor that's been going around about me. People think that I want to myself over a guy. I don't know how people came to that conclusion, because in my story time video I literally explained that I was already going through a lot before me and him even met. Years before that. The situation with him just added to the pain that I was already feeling. I've dealt with my own personal issues for many years of my life. When I was saying in my story time video, I was saying, I don't have no purpose to be here. What's the point of me living if my life is going to be this way? I've always felt like that since I was a teenager. Those feelings are nothing new, and I put that in the video. So people just want to take everything out of context, don't want to pay attention to the video, don't want to listen carefully, don't want to pay attention to the video. So it's like everybody's just twisting my words and spreading lies, because they don't want to sit there and watch the full video. But yeah, like, I feel like my life is on repeat. I relive the same day every single day. There's nothing new happening in my life. I feel like my life is literally getting nowhere. I relive the same day every single day. I'm completely isolated from the whole world. Literally sit home 24/7. Only leave the house when I go to work. That's it. Like, I don't have no social life, no friends, nothing going on in my life. My life is just on repeat. It's the same thing on repeat. I literally do not leave the house, but only like once a week, and that's when I go to work. I barely even go to work because I hate working there. It's not that bad of a job, but I've been there almost 5 years now. It's just the same thing on repeat. I don't want to work there no more. This is not the kind of life I want to live. I just relive the same day every single day. Like, my life is literally on repeat. So of course I'm going to start feeling like my life has no purpose and my life is not getting anywhere. So I'm like, what's the purpose of me being here? This has nothing to do with a guy. I've been feeling this way since I was a teenager. It was other stuff I was dealing with when I was a teenager. It's so many different things and nobody understands. Like, you will never understand. It's so many different things that I'm dealing with. Not just this one situation. It's been so many different things for all these years throughout my life. So he did not create my pain. He just added on to it. He just added on to the pain that I've been carrying for years. I've been dealt with long-term depression since I was like 16 years old. It's been years. This is nothing new. And I already said in my last video, I've been through way worse mentally throughout my life. This is not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I've been through way worse than this. Just dealing with my own personal issues. Nobody has ever been involved in my life making me feel some kind of way. I've always dealt with my own personal issues within myself. And it put me at such a low point in my life. The lowest points in my life was just me dealing with my own personal issues, not because of somebody. But now, with this situation, this is the first time that somebody's actually been involved in what I'm going through, and it did affect me mentally. I've always dealt with my own trauma, my own personal issues. Like, there was nobody ever involved. I've never had nobody involved in affecting me mentally until now with this situation. Because this whole heartbreak situation affected me a lot mentally. It literally took away my whole entire 2025. This year was not supposed to be like this. Everything just passed me by dealing with this whole situation. For y'all to make assumptions and say that I'm trying to like hurt myself over a man, y'all do not pay attention to nothing. And those are the people who don't care about me. Obviously, if you don't care about me, you're just gonna skim through the video and make up your own assumptions instead of fully locking in and watching the actual full video and paying attention to every detail. I literally made a whole hour-long story time of me pouring my heart out, and I explained everything clearly. So if people just want to skip through it and half listen and twist my words of things that I didn't even say and spread rumors, then that's on y'all, not me. Y'all just making up lies to make yourself feel better, I guess. You always want to see somebody fall. Y'all don't want to fully listen because y'all don't want to. Like, y'all don't care. Y'all only want to hear what y'all want to hear. I explained everything in that video perfectly. So for y'all not to understand, then something gotta be wrong with y'all. Y'all jump so quick to making assumptions instead of just sitting there and fully understanding and actually watching the video. I literally put that in the beginning of my video. I was like, can everybody please watch until the very end so you won't miss any details? But people who don't care about me are obviously going to do the opposite. I shouldn't even have to explain myself once again. I don't know why people can't just comprehend anything. I've been dealing with long-term depression ever since I was a teenager for many years in my life. And then on top of what I was dealing with personally at the beginning of this year, before I even met him, and then on top of my heartbreak that I've been dealing with for this whole entire year, and then on top of me finally coming out with my heartbreak story and finally opening up just for me to be attacked and blamed by people and by my own family. I'm being judged and disrespected by my own family, and I'm being attacked by something that's not even my fault. Now I'm being harassed by people who don't even know me. It's like just all these burdens on my mental health, and that's a lot for one person to carry. So now I'm like, let me just do these videos to get it off my chest, because I don't have anybody. It literally took everything in me to open up with that story time video. So for everybody to be attacking me instead of being there for me, that just makes everything worse. This story time was supposed to be a release of my feelings and what I'm going through. But obviously I'm still going to leave these videos up for my healing process because it helps me a lot to vent. And I know it'll reach some genuine people who actually want to support me and understand me. And it'll turn away the ignorant people that just don't want to understand. Y'all shouldn't be worried about somebody else and what they do with their life in the first place. Do not worry about a life that's not yours. Am I the only one who doesn't give a fuck about what anybody else does with their life? Am I the only person who just minds their business and not worry about others? I feel like I'm the only person who just minds my business because it is not my place to worry about somebody else's life and try to control what they do with their life. I'm grown as hell. You are not about to control me. Don't worry about anything that I'm doing with my life. But anyway, keeping these videos up will help me single out, the people who support me versus the people who don't. And my own family made it 10 times worse for me. And then people blaming me and harassing me obviously made it worse also. It's just an extra heavy weight on my mental health now, on top of everything that I've always been going through. I am so alone. I don't have nobody to talk to, nobody to go to for support, not even my own family. So that's why I chose to open up and make a video about it, because I already knew from the start that I couldn't even go to my family about anything. That's why I made a video in the first place. So then they ended up finding out about my heartbreak video just to shut me down and disregard my feelings, disrespect me, and just laugh at my pain. They literally proved my point about why I can't go to my family about anything. You know how hard it is to deal with all this alone? That's why I'm doing these videos now. I don't have nobody. And then with me going through a lot and just having just all these burdens on my mental health, just so many things bottled up inside me. I've been having these just crazy mental breakdowns lately. And I never used to be like this. It's crazy how anything will just set me off, and I'll just have like these outbursts of these just crazy mental breakdowns. It's just so many things that I'm dealing with, and then I just don't have no like support system. I'm all alone in everything I'm going through. Like, it's just so many things going through my head and that I'm dealing with. It's crazy. I literally just had a mental breakdown today. It's just sad because like everybody just treats me any kind of way. Everybody disrespects me every chance they get, and all I do is respect everyone. So it's like, why do I have to get treated that way? So it's just like all this like anger built up inside me. Nobody want to support me. Nobody want to be there for me when I'm going through a lot. Like, it's just so many things on top of other things on top of other things. Like, it's just so much to deal with alone. So at this point, it's just like I'm going crazy, and I'm not even crazy. It's just the way people treat me. It's just like I'm reacting to like all this disrespect and just everything. I'm just so mentally drained, and this is just so unfortunate. Like, I really wish I had a bigger support system, because I have no support system at all. It's just sad, but I don't even care if the whole world goes against me. Like, I'm always going to stand on how I feel and stand on my opinions and know that I am right. I am not the one in the wrong. I'm always going to stand on how I feel because I know I'm a genuine person. I know what kind of person I am. I'm very respectful, very genuine. I don't disrespect anybody. I don't do anything but respect everybody. So I don't know why I get disrespect in return of that. It's always the good people with pure intentions who get treated the absolute worst. And I already said it in my last video, and I still stand on it. All I have is myself at the end of the day. But I just want to thank the very few people who actually sent me really kind messages and actually showed me support through this whole situation. You know, saying stuff like, oh, I'm sorry you went through that, and I'm sorry how much that affected you, and I applaud you for stepping out your comfort zone, and I've been through heartbreaks too, so I know how that feels. For people to say that to me, like, that really warms my heart. That really means a lot to me, especially since my own family don't even want to be there for me. Like, my family would never say something like that, and that's sad. But for me to get more support from strangers than my own family is crazy. So I really appreciate everybody who actually was there for me, and that gives me hope that there's still like good, genuine people in this world. I just want to thank everybody that was actually there for me. Y'all gave me like very mature and very grown responses, and being very understanding and taking my feelings into consideration instead of invalidating my feelings and disrespecting me like everybody else. Also, y'all watched the full entire video, dedicated all your time to watch my video, and didn't take it the wrong way like anybody else. Like, that really shows that you care, and I really appreciate everybody who did that. Y'all fully listened, and y'all fully understood where I was coming from. Everybody else just half listened and twisted my words and made up their own assumptions because they don't care about me. So I want to thank y'all that actually was there for me and actually care about me. I really appreciate emotionally mature people, because in a world full of hate and negativity, I need y'all. Y'all kindness and y'all understanding means everything to me. So I thank everybody for, well, the only few people, which is sad because it's only a few, who were, you know, positive towards me. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say was, women who respect themselves, set boundaries, lead with emotional maturity, and don't tolerate nonsense, we raise the bar. Because some men run from standards and can't handle that because they just want easy access and no real effort. That's why they always choose women with no self-worth, no morals, no nothing, because they are just easy. I know my worth, and I won't tolerate disrespect, and men get intimidated by that and just leave, and that shows they're not meant to stay. But he showed me so different when we first met, and then just switched up on me in an instant. So he had to have met somebody else, because there is no way you show me all this interest in the beginning to wanting absolutely nothing to do with me anymore just out of nowhere. And I'm just so angry that he even approached me in the first place. We were better off never meeting if I knew this was gonna happen. Now I'm the one left hurting while he just doesn't have a care in the world. He definitely gotta be talking to somebody else now, because he doesn't give a fuck about me at all anymore. And I'm still hurting. It's been over 8 months and I'm still hurting because like I don't have nobody to talk to, and I don't have nothing to get my mind off of this situation. He obviously found somebody else, so he just can easily just not care about me anymore. Because if he wasn't talking to somebody else, I feel like he would be more mindful of my feelings, but he don't give a fuck, so I just know he gotta be talking to somebody else. This is sad because I do not open up to people easily. This hurts so bad since he was the first person to ever fully open up my heart to and fully trusted. He really put me through hell this whole entire year. I really hope he meets himself in someone else so he can really feel how bad he hurt me. And even though he led me on, did me wrong, and, hurt me so bad, I actually still believe in love. And the only reason I still believe in love is because of the way I love. My love is pure, genuine, and intentional. And I'm really a lover girl, and nobody wants to reciprocate being loved properly like I do. Out of the 8 billion people in this world, there gotta be at least one person who aligns with me. And like I said already, I'm living proof men do not want women with morals and self-respect. Because there's no way of fumbling somebody that's still a virgin, and I've never had my first boyfriend yet. So if you don't want that, then I don't know what you want. Fumbling someone with morals is something you will definitely regret, especially in this messed up generation. But I will never settle for less than what I deserve.